If you're in your car, it is often the best solution to a deadly threat. Hi everyone, this is John with today's active self-protection lesson out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. This one's not for the faint of heart, so if you're squeamish, I would just pass this one by. It shows us an officer-involved incident with a suspect who is going to point a gun at them. And it shows us some important lessons about deadly force and when deadly force is authorized, what deadly force is authorized. Also teaches us about split-second decisions and using your car effectively as a force multiplier. Lots of info about this one in the description. Make sure that you click through to my website. Got lots of links and all that, but there's some audio on this one as well that's important. So let's listen in and then we'll come back and learn.
She's running. Shots fired.
And with that, the officer ended the threat. She did not make it through that. All right, let's go back and learn some lessons out of this one. There are several that we want to do. Again, not necessarily directly police related, but for any of us. First of all, we see this officer here and he recognizes a threat. You heard the shots earlier that she was, a threat to the officers. The officers had already taken shots at her, hadn't hit her. And right here, she points a gun at this officer. He's trying to apprehend her and she's pointing a gun at him. And we know that she has that gun in her hand. She is a deadly threat. You can see she still has the gun in her hand right there. So the officer decides to end that threat. So we want to talk about the effective use of deadly force. If deadly force is authorized, it really doesn't matter what the mode of that deadly force is. This is no different than the officer drawing his firearm and shooting her to stop the threat. Instead, he chose to use the car. The car is a very effective force multiplier because it moves fast. It does cause reaction in the perps, and she was down quickly. Therefore, if you're in a car and you face deadly threat, then a car can be an incredibly effective means of self-defense, as this officer shows, but only, of course, when you face a threat of death or grievous bodily injury yourself. All in all, from a defensive tactics perspective, this officer did a good job. He saw the threat, he drove into it, he ended the threat, and he covered his asp.